I'm here with Brad Campbell, the head coach of the Western men's basketball team. And Brad, how are you feeling about the season right now?
Season's going well. We're off to a good start. A couple of good wins in the new year, and hopefully we can really keep the ball rolling as we continue in. I think we've got 10 league games left, and continue to play well.
If I had told you at the beginning of the season that you would be 7-3 at the halfway mark, what would your response been?
My response would have been, that's great. I mean, I'm not sure if we're exceeding expectation at this point, but you know, like a key win last week against Windsor, for instance, you know, it was a little unexpected, I think, and but it's a sign of, you know, our veterans are doing a nice job, and we're continuing to get better. And we tell our guys all the time, teams that get better throughout the season are the ones that are the best at the end of the year, and the teams that remain the same get worse. And I think we're steadily improving, which is nice to see.
What was your take on Reedus' performance in that game against Windsor?
Well, there's one of the big keys, I think, why we're 7-3. Somebody like Tony, who in our last 4 games has had 2 career highs in terms of scoring, and against McMaster he had 16, and then against the big win against Windsor he had 23. And you know, he just supplies so much energy, and he's kind of our heart and soul guy in terms of, you know, loose balls and taking charges and all those little things that help the win. You know, he's just done a phenomenal job, so he's really stepped up his level of play, and it's something we really needed, and you know, we're going to continue to need as we move forward.
As a team so far this year, any surprises for you?
Not really. I think one of the big, I'm not sure if it's a surprise as much as just when you coach as long as I have and been around as many teams, it's just it's really unbelievable to see how tight our team is, and how together they are, from 5th-year guys to 1st-year guys. You know, I've been here over 20 years now as a player, assistant coach, and head coach, and I've coached all kinds of high school and club teams and whatnot. And I don't know if I've ever had a team as tight-knit as this group. They really love playing for each other. They really like being around one another. There's no little cliques of different groups, and that's unique, I think, to a team, and I think that's spilling out onto the court for us as well. And they're just very unified, and they love playing for each other.
And does that start with your veterans?
Oh, absolutely. You know, our veteran group is fantastic. We mentioned Spiritus, who's just an excellent team guy. Quinn Henderson, who's been our captain for a few years now. You know, he's in his 5th year and does a great job in the locker room and behind the scenes. Greg Morrow's just a complete leader by example. One of the hardest working people, basketball player-wise, I've ever been around. And then we bring in someone like Tom Filgiano, who has a bunch of experience and gives us a great presence at point guard, and is one of the most positive people I've ever been around. You get those mixture of those 4 individuals, and all of a sudden it's a great mixture, and the young guys have to fall in line a little bit with that group, and that veteran presence is really helping us right now.
Now you've got a total of 5 home games in a row here, including this one today. How do you prepare against teams like Ottawa and Carleton, who are just head and shoulders above the rest of the teams in the CIS?
Well, I mean, the old cliche, we're going to take each game as it comes. You know, obviously when we get to Ottawa and Carleton, they're just very dominant and almost on another tier as far as CIS talent is right now. You know, we're just going to prepare like we do for every team, and there's some things, and we just got to make sure that when we play those 2 teams, we make sure we take care of the details, and we compete we try to meet their level. So at this point in the season, it's going to be great to play those 2 teams, because we got to see and gauge where we are against that, and hopefully, you know, we're going to be able to learn from that game, win or lose, what comes out, and it's just a great gauge at this point, and it's obviously something we're trying to get to eventually.
Awesome. And that's head coach of the Western men's basketball team, Brad Campbell.